Hi students, how are you? Hope you are all doing well. In the previous class, I have explained you one of the important topics in grammar in inter second year, word stress. In our board examination of intermediate second year, in question number 17, 10 words are given. Out of those 10 words, we have to mark stress for any 5 words so that we will get 5 marks. So yesterday I have explained you with details. But most of the students asked me to give some more examples. That's why I am making this video. And yesterday I explained you that to identify stress marking, there are 6 rules generally. So rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, rule number 4, rule number 5, rule number 6. There are 6 rules like that. So now in this class, let's see some more examples that too in rule numbers. Okay. So in rule number 1, yesterday I explained you already. In rule number 1, for the nouns, the stress is generally on the first syllable, and for verbs, the stress will be generally on the second syllable. Yesterday I explained you in the previous class. Okay. For the nouns, the stress will be generally on the first syllable. For the verbs, the stress will be on the second syllable. Then how to identify noun and verb? Very simple. If you find any naming word, that is called noun. If you find any action word, that is called verb. Naming word is noun, action word is verb. So based on that concept, you can easily identify what are the nouns and what are the verbs. So for nouns, the stress is generally on the first syllable. For example, you see this: teacher, mother, progress, object, present. These are nouns. So let us see the first one, teacher. Here in this word there are 2 syllables, teacher, teacher, teacher. There are 2 syllables. So according to the rule, for the nouns, the stress should be on the first syllable. So between these two, what is the first syllable? T-E-A-T. This is the first syllable. So the stress is on the first syllable like this. Okay, then it should be pronounced as teacher. That means we have to apply higher force on the syllable T, lower force on the syllable cher. That means teacher, teacher, like that. Okay, now you see the second word, M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. Here also there are 2 syllables, M-O, ma, there, T-H-E-R, there. So there are 2 syllables, ma, there. So mother is a noun, therefore the stress should be on the first syllable. Between these two, what is the first syllable? First syllable, ma, M-O, ma. So you put the stress mark on ma, there. Okay, now you see this word, progress, P-R-O-G-R-E-S-S, progress. There are 2 syllables in this word, pro and gress, progress. Progress is a noun, so the stress is on the first syllable. That means the stress mark should be put on the first syllable, pro, like this. Okay, understand? Next you see object, object, O-B-J-E-C-T, object. Here also there are 2 syllables, that is object, first syllable, ject, second syllable. Object is a noun, so while noun is there, the stress should be on the first syllable. So where should be the stress mark? On ob, ob, ob. So you put the stress mark here, like that. In the same way, you see this word present, P-R-E-S-E-N-T, present. Here also there are 2 syllables, present. There are 2 syllables, present. So present, this is a noun, therefore the stress should be on the first syllable. That means you put the stress mark on pra, P-R-E, pra. So it should be pronounced as present, present. Pra should be pronounced with higher force. So present, like that. So these are nouns. Therefore the stress is on the first syllable like that. So in the same rule number 1, what is the second point? If a verb is there, the stress should be on the second syllable. For example, you see this permit, permit. Okay, permit, permit. So here permit, permitted, permitted. So verb forms. So this is a verb, and moreover there are two syllables, per, met, met. So permit. So this is a verb. So where should we put the stress mark if a verb is given? If the verb is given, the stress should be on the second syllable. What is the second syllable between these two? Per, per, this is the first syllable. Mit, meet, this is the second syllable. So you put the stress mark on mit, meet. That means you put the vertical bar on the letter M like that. Then it will be permit. While pronouncing, it should be permit. We have to give more importance to meet. Okay, understand? Per, it should be shortened. MIT, meet should be highlighted while pronouncing. That means permit. Permit. Okay, understand? Next, you see this word produce. PRODUCE. Produce, produced, produced. These are the verb forms. So this is a verb. So in this word also there are two syllables. PRO, pro, DUCE, juice, produce. This is the first syllable, this is the second syllable, and moreover produce is a verb. So you put the stress mark on the second syllable. Therefore you put the stress mark on juice. So it should be pronounced as produce, produce, like that. Okay. Now you see this word repeat. So repeat is a verb, and the verb forms are repeat, repeated, repeated. Okay. So here also there are two syllables, re, peat, peat, repeat. This is the re is the first syllable. Peat, this is the second syllable. This is a verb. So you put the stress mark on the second syllable like this. Then it should be pronounced as repeat. Repeat. Re should be shortened. Peat should be highlighted. So repeat, 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 like that. Okay. Next word, survive, 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 survived, survived, verb forms. So here also there are two syllables, sur, vive, vive. So this is the first syllable, this is the second syllable, and survive is a verb. So you put the stress mark on the second syllable. Therefore you put the stress on the letter V. Then it will be survive, survive, survive. Okay. Next you see this word perform. PERFORM, perform. So here also per, this is the first syllable, form, this is the second syllable. So perform, performed, performed, verb forms. So this is a verb. So you put the stress mark on the second syllable. Then it will be perform, like that. Perform. Okay. So in this way, in rule number 1, if you see any noun, that means some naming word, the stress should be on the first syllable like this. If the word is a verb, the stress should be on the second syllable like that. So this is just a general rule, but sometimes there may be some exception. This is the general rule. For nouns, the stress is on the first syllable. For the verbs, the stress is on the second syllable. This is rule number 1. Now let's see rule number 2. So yesterday I told you about prefixes. A prefix is nothing but one or two letters added in front of a word. For example, you see the word happy, HAPPY, happy. If you add un, it will become unhappy. So happy is the main word. Happy is the main word, but we are adding un before before this word. So this un is called prefix. Okay, understand? Prefix is nothing but if we add one or two letters before a word, that is called prefix. Okay, so in rule number 2, if you find the prefixes like a, beb, ded, rer, con, if you find this kind of prefixes, then the stress will be on the second syllable of the word. This is the second rule. Okay, for example, you see the word among, among. This is the disyllabic word. This is first syllable. mong, mong. This is the second syllable. So in this word you can find the prefix a. If the prefix a is there, where should be the stress? On the second syllable. What is the second syllable here between these two? A is the first one and mong is the second syllable. So you put the stress mark on mong, mong. That means on the letter m you put the vertical bar like this. Okay, then among, 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 among. In the same way, about, 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 a. This is the first syllable. bout, bout. This is the second syllable, and there is the prefix a. So you put the stress on the second syllable. What is the second syllable here? bout, bout. So you put the stress mark on bout like this. So about. Okay, about. Next, you see the word because, because. So here also, if you observe carefully, we can find the prefix beb. If beb prefix is there, then also the stress will be on the second syllable. So because, what are the syllables? beb, first syllable. Cause, 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 this is the second syllable. So you put the stress mark on the second syllable, cause, cause, cause. So on the letter C you put the vertical bar like this. Then it should be pronounced as because, 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 like that. Okay, now you see the next word, decrease, decrease. So here also there are two syllables, ded, crease, decrease. There are two syllables, and moreover in this word you can find the prefix de. If de is there, the stress will be on the second syllable. So what is the second syllable here? De is the first syllable, crease is the second syllable. So you put the stress mark on the syllable crease, decrease, like this. Okay, next word, resistance, resistance. So you can find more than two syllables, I think. You see, resistance, resistance. Okay, there are three syllables in this word, and moreover in this word you can find the prefix re. If re is given, if you find re as a prefix before a word, then the stress will be on the second syllable. What is the second syllable here? This is the first syllable, sees. This is the second syllable, stands. This is the third syllable. So you put the stress on the second syllable. What is the second syllable? Re, see. So like that. Okay, on yes you put the stress mark, then it will be resistance. This C should be highlighted while pronouncing resistance, like that. Resistance. Okay. Next word, continue. 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 What are the syllables here? con, ti, t, new, new. There are three syllables, and moreover in this word you can find con. So the stress should be on the second syllable. What is the second syllable? This is the first one. T is the second syllable. So you put the stress mark on T like this. Okay, next word, you see the afraid. Afraid. Here also there are two syllables. a, and F-R-A-I-D, fried, fried. So here you can find the prefix a. If a is there, the stress is on the second syllable. So you put the stress on the second syllable. What is the second syllable? Fried, F-R-A-I-D, fried. So you put the stress mark on fried. So where the word, where this syllable start from F. So you put the stress mark on F like this. Okay. And finally you see the word around. A-R-O-U-N-D, around. Here also there are two syllables, R-O-U-N-D, round. There are two syllables, and you see the prefix A, so you put the stress mark on the second syllable, round. So you put the here, stress mark here. So around, like that. So this is rule number 2. So if you find the prefixes A, B, D, re, con in a word, then the stress will be generally on the second syllable like this. You understand? This is rule number 1 and this is rule number 2. Now let's go to the third rule. Rule number 3. This is very easy. Rule number 3. If you say TEEN at the end of a word, then the stress will be on the teen itself. Okay, understand? If in a word, if you see the TEEN at the end of the word, then the stress will be on the teen itself. For example, you see these numbers 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 15. For this kind of words, the stress will be on the syllable teen, 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 like that. 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 15, like that. Okay, this is very easy to remember. So generally all the numbers from 13 to 19 come into this category. Okay, this is rule number 3. And rule number 4. Okay, in rule number 4, if you say EE or EER or ETTE or QUE at the end of the word, then the stress will be on the last syllable. This is very important. Okay, you have to remember it. You have to keep it in the mind. If a word is ending with EE or EER or ETTE or QUE, then the stress will be on the last syllable of the word. Okay, I have given some examples. You see here for EE. These words are ending with EE. Okay, you observe. So, what is the word? Devotee. Devotee. So, what are the syllables here? DE, D, VO, O, TEE, T. So there are 3 syllables, D, O, T, and this word is ending with EE. So the stress should be on the last syllable. What is the last syllable here? DED, this is the first syllable. VOO, this is the second syllable, and TEET, this is the last syllable. TEET, this is the last syllable. So we must put the stress mark on the last syllable T here. Okay, understand? This word is ending with EE, WE. Therefore, the stress is on the last syllable. What is the last syllable? TEET. The stress is on the last syllable T. Okay, now let's say another word, referee. REFEREE, referee. Here also what are the syllables? RE, re, FE, f, REE, re. Referee. There are 3 syllables, and moreover at the end of the word you can find EE here. So if EE is there, the stress is on the last syllable. What is the last syllable? REE, re is the last syllable. So you put the stress on re. Okay, next licensee. licensee, licensee. The syllables are licensee. Okay, the word is ending with ee, so you put the stress on the last syllable. What is the last syllable here? seec, so you put the stress on c, like that. Okay, next, absentee, absentee, absentee. So the syllables are absentee. What is the last syllable? T. So you put the stress on T, like that. Okay, these are some examples for the words which are ending with ee. Now let's see some examples for the words which end with eer. Okay, you see this word volunteer, 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 volunteer. So volunteer, volunteer. There are 3 syllables, and moreover this word is ending with eer. Okay, this word is ending with eer. If the word is ending with eer, here also the stress should be on the last syllable. What is the last syllable? First, second, tear. This is the last syllable, so you put the stress on T, like that, tear. Okay, next, career. Next word, career, 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 and eer is there, so you put the stress on the last syllable, rear, career. Okay, the next one is auctioneer, auctioneer. So auctioneer, there are 3 syllables, auctioneer. So you put the stress on the last syllable, near, auctioneer, auctioneer. Okay, and finally pioneer, pioneer, pioneer. So pi, this is the first syllable, o, this is the second syllable, near, this is the last syllable. So eer is there, so you put the stress on the last syllable, near. So like that, near. Okay, next, you see, if the given word is ending with ette, if the given word is ending with ette, then the stress should be on the last syllable. For example, you see this word gazette, gazette, gadget. Okay, what are the syllables here? Jet, jet, the syllable. So you put the stress mark on jet, gadget. Okay, next, kitchenette, 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 kitchenette. So syllables are k, che, net. Okay, 3 syllables are there, k, che, net. So in the ending you can find ette. So ette is there, then the stress should be on the last syllable. What is the last syllable here? Net, nette, net. So you put the stress on net, like that. Okay, next, Georgette, georgette, Georges, Georgette, jar, first syllable, jet, this is the second syllable, so you put the stress on jet, like this. And cigarette, cigarette, cigarette. So C, first syllable, ga, second syllable, ret, this is the third syllable, first, second, and the last syllable. So in the ending you can find ette, so you put the stress mark on the last syllable, ret, like that. Okay, and finally, if a word is ending with QUE, then also the stress will be on the last syllable. For example, unique, 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 U, first syllable, NIQUE, nick, this is the second syllable, last syllable. So where should be the stress? So according to the rule, the stress should be on the nick, because in the ending you can find QUE. So you put the stress on the last syllable, nick, NIQUE, nick. So unique. Next word, critic, CRITIQUE, critic. What are the syllables? Critic, CRI, tick, TIQUE, tick. So cri is the first syllable, TIQUE, this is the last syllable. So you put the stress on the last syllable, tick, TIQUE. And the next one is antic, ANTIQUE, antic. The syllables are AN, TIQUE, tick, antic, first syllable, and the tick is the last syllable. So you put the stress mark on tick. And finally oblique. Okay, so blick, BLIQAE, blick. So this is first syllable, BLIQAE, blick, this is the last syllable. So you put the stress on blick like this. So this is rule number 4. So if a word is ending with EE or EER or ETTE or QUE, then the stress is generally on the last syllable like that. So you just pause the video and take your running notes or some paper, you note down all these examples. Then I will explain you rule number 5 and rule number 6. Okay. Okay student, this is all about this class. In the next class I will explain you and give you some more examples on rule number 5 and rule number 6. This is all about this class. Okay. So in the next class let's meet again. Until then, bye, take care. And moreover, if you feel this video is useful to you, please like and share with your friends and subscribe to our channel Naak's Way to Learn. Thank you.